Ooh, here we go. Hi, you guys. I'm so excited. I'm always excited to get on live. It's raining today in Amsterdam, so I was like, it's the perfect time to go live and chill with you guys. Hi. You guys, I'm in Europe and it's raining where I'm at. Hello. So I want to just chat with y'all today. I want to know your manifestation questions. Hi. I want to know your questions. What are you manifesting right now? What would you love manifestation coaching advice on? So it's raining in Amsterdam right now for those of you who are new, and I want to chill with you guys. I haven't talked with you guys in such a long time. Give me some hearts if you're excited to ask me questions today. Give me some hearts if you can hear me. Hi. Hello, hello. I see some familiar names and faces. I've DM'd with so many of you guys. Hi. Ask me your questions today, you guys. It's raining in Amsterdam right now. We're actually a little bit outside of Amsterdam. And I was like, you know what? Why not chill with my family? With my ladies? Hello, ladies. Awesome. Oh, it's also raining where you are. Ask me your manifestation questions. What are you manifesting? What would you love some of my guidance on? For those of you who are new here, I teach you all how to manifest pretty much anything you want, honestly. But if I had to put it into the two most common things that I help women manifest, it's helping women manifest their dream relationship. So one of the things I have found across women of all different walks of life is that the feeling of success can never replace the feeling of being in love. So that's why I have my core program around that. So I help women manifest their dream relationship, and I also help women manifest doing what they love and getting paid for it. Because honestly, like, what are you doing if you're a woman and you're not holding on to your sense of self by pursuing your dreams as well, and especially in today's modern society, especially if you don't have kids, especially even if you do have kids, you have something to actually put your dreams into action for, right? Like, that's also what I teach women how to manifest. Hi, you guys. I miss you all so much. Hello. Hi. So ask me your manifestation questions. What questions do you have about manifesting money? What questions do you have about manifesting, the guy that you want, the relationship you want? What feminine energy questions do you have? Like, let me know. I would love to know what you all are kind of focusing on right now. Hello. Hi. I see so many familiar faces today. What's up? Oh my God. Hi, I'm new here. Well, welcome. Welcome here. What are you manifesting? Let me know. What are you manifesting? You're new here. Let me know what your manifestation goals are. For those of you who just joined or who have been watching for a while and you've been a little bit shy, I don't bite, I promise. Okay. Let me know what y'all are manifesting right now. I can tell you guys some of the things I've manifested in the past month, and I'll even give you an inside glimpse into how I manifested it. Okay. I see a question here. I love this. She says, how long did it take for me to manifest my husband? I love this question. Hey, lifelong, secure, loving relationship. I love this. So I'm going to touch on the things I've manifested in the past month first, because I know so many of you are like, what's going on in Lex's world right now? Like, I was taking the world by storm, took a little bit of a lean back from social media, came back as a completely new version of myself. That tends to happen. So for the past month, you guys, I've manifested so much stuff. So I'm in Europe right now. So obviously I manifested us traveling again, which was so exciting. And believe it or not, this was actually something I scripted, you guys, that I would just be able to, again, be in my early freaking age and travel the world, be free with the man I love, do what I love every single day, help people, get paid to do what I love. I definitely did not want to do something I hated doing for money. That's one thing. And some of you are in situations where you're also faced with that right now. Maybe you're working a job you don't like. Maybe you're, in the first stages of getting your business off the ground. Whatever it is, please stick to your vision and stick to your dream, okay? Don't deviate from that, because it's so freaking possible. Like, if only you knew how the universe was conspiring in your favor, okay? I'm also gonna give you guys some of my self-concept tips and tricks and my go-to self-concept affirmations that have helped me manifest my relationship, manifest the lifestyle that I have, getting paid to do what I love, whatever it might be. So I manifested traveling, hence we're traveling now. We're actually going to a new destination next week too, and you guys are going to come on that journey with me. I'm so excited. So we have a few trips in store. We also have I'm doing a whole new book launch, you guys, because we've redesigned some things with the affirmation book. Awesome. I love what I'm seeing in the chat. Go Lauren. I love this. I'm going to touch on all the comments in a sec. We're also doing a whole new kind of relaunch with the affirmation book because we've changed some things there. I've kind of changed how I even want to approach that project, to be honest with you guys, because at first we couldn't decide if the affirmation book was going to be something that was like under the whole brand of Becoming with Lex, right? Or if it was going to be something separate. I think we've decided to make it something separate. And when I say we, I'm talking about my team, because as you guys may or may not know, like I have a whole team that helps me on the back end of things, because we have had over 750 students in Becoming with Lex. Like when I say this, it freaking blows my mind, y'all. Like I cannot make this up. This is actually something that I never saw coming. Okay. A lot of people ask me like, how have you had so much success in your business? Like, I told you guys I manifested my business being a 6-figure business in less than a year, which means obviously I was making over 10K a month for that. So when I manifested that, and by the 3rd month of even starting Becoming with Lex, I hit my first 10K month. It was actually over 10K. And I was like, what the heck? Like, what? Because I knew how to manifest money outside of business. And some of you guys might know this as well. Like, you know how to manifest money, but you've never tried to manifest money in a business that you've built. So that was a whole new journey for me. So when I manifested my first 10K month in business, 3 months into the business, when if you look at the stats of business, like most people tell you that like 80% of people fail. Like it's just horrible stats. So when I did that, hi Mira, hello. When I did that, you guys, I was like, holy good Lord, like people need to know what I know, because what I've done has actually freaking worked in my own life. When I did that, business just kept skyrocketing. And after that, I just like everything changed for me. So Becoming with Lex took off. It was my first time manifesting really amazing numbers in a business that I've built, instead of like something that I was doing independently. We've had over 750 students, which blows my mind. And so I have a team, right? How does this all circle back? So I have a team that helps me on the back end, because I can't respond to all these emails. I can't respond to every DM every single day, every second of the day, but I do try to connect with you guys as much as possible. And of course, my students who enroll in my programs, like they are the ones who get really hands-on access with me, especially my irresistible ladies. So I've manifested taking the affirmation book in a whole new direction, right? For those of you who have just joined, I'm talking about like everything I've been manifesting in the past month, so you guys can know where I am in my manifestation journey, what I'm implementing, what I'm doing, how it's changing my life, the magic that I'm bringing to other people. I just got off of one of my one-on-one calls. One of my ladies manifested moving to Miami, and so she's in Miami right now, and she's manifesting just a whole new life for herself, a whole new self-concept. She's manifesting her dream relationship. She's also in Irresistible, and she was like, I love everything in the program. She's like, but I really want this hands-on work from you. I want the consistent one-on-one guidance, the accountability, all these different things. So I just got off a call with her. Deborah said, oh, thank you, Deborah, so much. And so been manifesting taking the affirmation book in a whole new direction. For those of you who have the book, please leave in the comment section like where you are in the book, what's resonated with you, if you're using any of the affirmations right now. I was just on a coaching call earlier today, so I had 2 coaching calls today, and both of my ladies on the call, Mira's here as well. She's a very dear soul in my life, and she also has a copy of her book. The other lady on the coaching call with us, she actually won the giveaway. Some of you may know her. Her name is Mao, when I ran the giveaway for the book. And everyone's just so excited. There's so much really good. If you don't have the book, check out the ebook in my bio. I have the ebook for sale right now. I'm not doing the physical copies right now, you guys, because we're doing a whole relaunch for the physical book, because it's like gold and it's all cute. If you haven't seen the website, then you've missed out like big time. So that's what I'm manifesting in the past month. I've manifested the smallest waist that I've had thus far. Okay. One of the things I want to share with you guys, if you look at my dress, okay, it's a little wrinkled because I've been sitting, but this is a dress that I manifested getting custom made in Thailand. Okay. So when I traveled, so if you've been to my masterclass, you know my story already. So I manifested my soulmate, and one of the things that he shared with me when we first just really kind of connected, and we were like, holy Lord, like I manifested you, you manifested me, like this is amazing. One of the things that he said, I'm going to keep a certain set of promises to you. And he was like, one of those promises is that we're going to travel the world together. I'm going to keep my promise. We're going to travel the world. We're going to go to so many different countries. We're going to do all these different things. And so I got a custom dress made in Thailand, which is super cute. I'm not going to stand up right now, but the sleeves are something very detailed that I told the tailor about. And I was like, I want my sleeves exactly like, I literally went to Pinterest and I found my dream dress. And I was like, this is how I want my sleeves. So that's one of the things that that we manifested when I was in Thailand. And I forgot to tell you guys about this. That's my issue. Like, you guys, I live so much life and I forget to post about it because I'm such a non-social media girl in a way. But I also love social media because it allows me to inspire you guys and deliver so much impact. But so we're manifesting maybe a big move in somewhere in the fall or so on and so forth. So in the past month, I manifested the affirmation book going in a new direction. The affirmation book sold really well and it's still selling. Like, I don't even actively promote the book, which is really kind of cool when you think about it. Like, if you don't like talk about a product or advertise a product or make people aware of it and they still want to have a transformation from the product, they're still attracted to the product, it's actually a really big thing in business. So I'm super excited about that. It's been so successful. And that's what we manifested in the past month. We manifested getting to over 750 students and becoming with Lex. We also manifested having a whole new masterclass for Irresistible. So the masterclass that I have in my bio, it's a completely new approach to manifestation because I've had some really successful feedback from the method that I taught you guys before in the previous masterclass. But what I have found is that sometimes I overgive so much information that people actually feel like I can't digest all of that information at once. The amount of times that I've heard that has actually blown me away because I'm always like, should I, give you guys like every single thing that like completely transformed my life in freaking 30 minutes? Like, that is where my brain goes. And I'm like, honestly, it's taken me years to wrap my mind around the things that I know today. So to give that to you in 30 minutes, it would actually send you like, when people have information overload, it's typically just like, oh my God, I can't digest it. So because of that, I manifested just organizing a whole new masterclass that is a lot more easily digestible for so many of you, which you can go to at the top of my bio. It's a free class, you guys. I teach you guys about what's inside Irresistible. So you always hear me talking about this freaking program about manifesting your dream relationship. If you don't know what's inside of that program or you want to know what's inside, what's included with it, that's also at the masterclass at the top of my page, or you can click on the actual Irresistible link in my bio. So I manifested a whole new masterclass there and we've had tons of enrollments there, like so many of you guys. I have my notifications on for it, which is something new for me. And tons of you guys have been in the masterclass, which is so exciting. And then what I've also manifested in the past month is losing a lot of weight. So I manifested literally the smallest waist that I've ever had because of the fact that I shifted my self-concept when it came to weight. Okay, I like completely, and not that I've ever been at like a drastically undesirable weight, to be honest with you. But I have been at a place where I'm like, I know my body can like be 10 times healthier and 10 times more like, oh my God, than what it was in the present moment. So that is what I manifested in the past month, you guys. Of course, it took a little bit of leg work. So I have been doing my Pilates. I've been going to the sauna. I've been eating healthy. I've been doing all the things that I need to do to be the best version of myself. I manifested, what else have I manifested in the past month? And then I'm going to get into the self-concept things that I'm going to share with y'all. In the past month, I've also manifested, let's see, some things I just honestly forget. And I'm like, oh my God. I've manifested. So I did a whole like little launch for First Class Society, which is my program where I teach you how to manifest money and luxury. So I did a whole little launch for that. And when I did that launch, I was like, I want the most ethically aligned people for this program, because that's a program where you coach live with me every 2 weeks on money, on business, on if you're an online business owner, if you're an entrepreneur, if you are a woman manifesting more money, but especially an entrepreneur woman. Like, that's the dedicated space that I have for you guys, because I found so many people enroll in Irresistible and they're like, I love this and this has changed my life, but I also want to focus on manifesting money too. And so that's why I hosted that. That's why I have First Class Society. So in that program, what I've noticed is that the women, you guys, so when I first started Becoming with Lex, I struggled a lot with manifesting kind of epically aligned, kind of people for my coaching spaces. And the reason for that was because I wanted to teach everybody about everything. Okay. You'll find that when you have a really abundant heart, you just want to save the freaking world. And so I wanted to teach everybody about everything and do everything that I could. But I was like, I help people more when I niche down on one thing, because someone wants to go really deep with their money manifestation and their money mindset. So I manifested launching a whole coaching cohort for First Class Society with like some of the most aligned women that I've ever had in my spaces. And that feels so good to be able to get on a group coaching call and people are like, this container is where I feel like I get my head back on. This container feels like I'm meeting myself through other people. This container feels like I just know when I get off this call, like my whole reality is shifting. And that's what I've had today, right? In one of my First Class Society groups. So I manifested having the most successful launch ever in terms of like energetic alignment there, which is, if any of you are business owners, you know how freaking important it is to have energetically aligned people in your space. Holy wow. Some of you might know this. If you're a business owner and you also know what I'm talking about, please let me know. Okay, don't leave me hanging here. But yeah, so I just super successful launch there. I've also manifested just, you guys, completely changing how I see the next 6 or so months of 2020. Or do we have 6 months? No, we do not have 6 months left. That shows you I have no concept of time. But the last few months of 2024, just taking that in a completely different direction, you guys. I'm just excited about that. We have some big moves that may be happening. We have some breakthroughs that are coming. And I'm so excited about that. Okay. So one of the things that I did see in the chat earlier, people were asking me questions about how long did it take for me to manifest my relationship. It took me less than 2 months, y'all. Like, it took me less than 2 months. Yeah. Someone says we got 4 months left, girl, not 6 months. Thank you. It took me less than 2 months, y'all. Like, it took me less than 2 months. And if you guys have been on this journey with me throughout just all the adventures that I've been on in the relationship that I have, you will see that it's been like genuinely a fairy tale experience. And the reason is because less than 2 months. And I love to say this, you guys, and this is like not from the ego at all, but my relationship is so not normal. Like, I remember being in friend groups where people used to make me feel like my expectations, my standards, my desires for a relationship were so unrealistic. And I'm like, I don't want a normal relationship where we're just watching Netflix or we just go to Chick-fil-A or something like that. For some girl out there, that's fine. Like, that's fine for her. But for me, like, I want a magical life. Like, I want to be at the Eiffel Tower. I want to be at the Colosseum in Rome. I want to be traveling the world. I want to get custom made dresses in Thailand. Like, I want things like that. And when I used to say this to other people, they used to think I was crazy. They're like, oh my God, you're expecting too much. Like, that's so unrealistic. Why would you expect that from someone? That's unrealistic, especially in today's society and this and that. And I'm like, that's what you believe. Like, that's what you believe. But then there's what I believe about myself, my value, what I know I can manifest, what I know I can attract, what I know I want to experience, the life that I know I'm meant to live. And so this is the deeper mission behind everything I teach you guys. Like, Irresistible is really genuinely not for you to just manifest a text back. Like, it helps with that. That's a byproduct, right? But the deeper mission with Irresistible, it genuinely is like for all my ladies who feel like they have the most unrealistic standards ever, and their friends have said something about it, or people have made them feel like it's not possible and that's not realistic. When you manifest, you can attract like anything, like literally anything, like anything. There is no limit to what you can manifest. And like, that's at the core of Irresistible. Like, if you guys just look at the freaking thumbnail of that program, the fact that we had the most romantic photo shoot in front of the Eiffel Tower, like, and this was, again, this, you guys, this was not for Valentine's Day. Like, this was like a random, like, I want to take you to Paris because you are the woman in my life and you deserve that. And it manifests. And this is what I tell you guys, like, there's nothing that's unrealistic. There's nothing that the universe can't manifest for you. It really does come down to, like, how much do you really believe in your desires? I always tell people, like, if you desire it, it's because you're meant to manifest it. If you desire it, it's because it's possible for you, okay? So it took me less than 2 months to manifest my relationship, you guys. And I love to say this, it's not a normal relationship. Like, we have traveled to the wonders of the world together. We've been to Chichen Itza. We've been to the Colosseum in Rome. Obviously, we still have more wonders of the world to go to together, which is so exciting. And you guys are going to be on that journey with me. And I'm going to be better at posting to take you guys on that journey with me, because I always ask y'all, like, do you want travel content? And every single time you're like, yes. So, you guys are going to be on that journey with me. And, what else? What else there? So my self-concept behind that, right? So what is my self-concept behind manifesting a relationship where, again, I hear it time and time again. So many people are stuck with, like, the guy won't even plan a freaking date. Meanwhile, I have a guy who is just like, I want to take you to Paris, and not just take you to Paris, but I booked a room next to the Eiffel Tower. And I share this with you guys that, like, I could, like, throw a freaking rock out off of the balcony at the place that we stayed in. And it felt like it could hit the Eiffel Tower. It probably couldn't hit the Eiffel Tower, but it was that close. And you can, again, just scroll through my content. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Okay. So how is that the case? You guys, it's all about what beliefs I have fed my subconscious, the self-concept that I have, and the fact that I genuinely believe that everything I want in my life is not unrealistic. Like, I genuinely believe this, you guys. And, like, a lot of people think that this is nuts. But that's why a lot of people don't attract extraordinary lives. And I believe that the life that I live is just insanely awesome. It's magical. And there's I'm not holding that back from you guys. I'm teaching you exactly how to do the same thing for yourself, okay? So it is because of the self-concept that I feed myself. So I was in a really depressed, again, if you go to my masterclass at the top of my page, I talk about this. I was in a really depressed place in my life where I felt like life was working against me. I was like, there's some force that just, like, literally does not want me to have what I want to have in my life. And to sum it up in, like, normal language, that's called a victim mindset. But for some of us who are more spiritual, you literally might believe that, like, life is working against you and there's something that, like, is standing in between you and what you want. And when I was in that space, you guys, I had the worst self-concept ever. I was like, yeah, everything works against me. Like, nothing works for me. Like, I'm so negative. I was in depression at that time. My partner actually saw a photo of me the other day. Like, literally, I think it was yesterday. It was a photo that he saw of me. Where did he see the photo? It was a photo that he saw of me, but it was from, I had like a family photo shoot or something. But it was at one of my highest weights that I've ever been in, because that was also when I was the most negative in my life. And he was like, you don't look bad or anything. He's like, but you're so slim now. You literally just look like a completely different person. But he was like, wow, you're not kidding when you say you transformed your life. And I'm like, yeah, like, I tell you guys this all the time. I tell this to everybody. Like, if you saw me, like, even just 3 years ago, like, I was in a completely different freaking reality. It was like pure negativity. It was just not a good experience. And so this is when I also share with y'all, like, it doesn't take you a lifetime to change your life. Like, it just takes you a few moments of doing the right things, programming your subconscious mind in the right way, adding the right affirmations, taking away the the core limiting beliefs, you look up 3 months, 6 months later, you're in a different life. You're in a completely different life, all because of manifesting. So one of the things that he said was just like, you're just really not kidding when you say you transformed your life. And I'm like, yeah. And it was manifesting. It just wasn't anything other than that, which is why I get inspired to show it for y'all every day, because there's someone here who needs to know that it is possible for them, that you can have the change, you can have the reality shift, you can quantum leap. You don't have to wait for 5 years to get something good in your life, okay? You can change your life, and it doesn't have to take forever, okay? People always tell you, it's gonna take forever and you have to do all this hard. No, you don't. Change your beliefs, reprogram your subconscious mind, and you can do that easily with using manifestation methods, shifting your embodiment, reconnecting to your feminine energy. That's a whole other conversation we'll have in another live. But I touch on this in Irresistible. And you manifest a whole new frequency of life. Hello. Hi, Michaela. Hello. I've seen you many, many times. Let me see. I had some other comments. I'm going to pause for a sec on what I was lovely ranting about and look at the comments that you guys have from earlier. I just started investing, so I'm going to start manifesting growth in that area. Lauren, I'm not sure if you're still on, but if you're still here, yes, I also recommend that you keep going in that area. I always tell you guys about how I started manifesting money before I was manifesting a relationship. One of the ways I was manifesting money was with investing. And I have had over $20,000 months from investing, just investing, which means that it was purely passive. There was no, maybe maximum 2 hours a week for a $20,000 month. And again, I am not making this up, y'all. I have receipts for all of this. Again, I've posted screenshots of my bank account statements, all that stuff. This is pure fact. Maybe 2 hours a week was making $2,000 a day, sometimes $3,000 a day. Sometimes there was a day, I remember when I first got really good at investing, and I'm not an investment advisor or anything like that. I'm just sharing this piece of my story with you guys. But I was manifesting. I remember I invested in a specific company, and at that time I was doing a mix of long-term investing and short-term investing. It's a long backstory behind that, but for my short-term investment, this one memory stuck with me. I manifested making $800 in 5 minutes, and of course I took that profit and the thing is, you guys, when you are in such a place of worthiness and harmony with money, you also don't desire to spend so much. So I was making again, just from investments, and I still make money from investments today, but I do it more passively. I don't actively do it as much anymore because I just don't need to. But I would just make so much profit in a day. And I realized that the worthy version of myself who was financially free was also just she had worthy spending habits, which means I wasn't overspending. I wasn't shopping for 10 million different name brands. I was not doing that. And for some of you, this hopefully helps you see yourself in a different light so you can understand. Oh, awesome. She says, hi, I want to write it down. Yeah, from the beginning. Yeah, I'll post the replay so I know probably how to improve myself and get the life of my dreams. Yes, I highly recommend. I love that, Michaela. So you guys, I want you also to notice that when you're on a frequency of worthiness, you also and this is for money specifically, because I know some of you, I always ask you on my stories, do you want to learn about money manifestation from me? And if you're one of those people, you're going to really want to hear this. When you are coming from a place of worthiness with money, you're also not trying to spend all your money. Okay. The times where I remember growing up, I had a really unstable financial reality growing up as a kid. So we would have times where, we would have radical cash injection moments as a child, right? When I was a kid. And so those moments were really good, but we also had moments where the struggle was real. Okay, the struggle was real. Like, not just kind of real, but like real. Okay. And like, to the point where like phone bills couldn't even get paid. And so when we were in those moments, I noticed that the moments when the financial hardship seemed the deepest was also when people were spending the most. That's when I saw the adults in my life like spend the most, because the stress from that made them want to spend a lot. And so when I grew up, I was actually unconsciously operating on that. And that's why I tell y'all, like, limiting beliefs, they're so important because they're unconsciously standing in your way. And you think it's some mysterious life force that's blocking you, when you just kind of like need to reset your subconscious mind. Okay. And learn a new set of beliefs and unlearn old beliefs that you have been taught were right, or maybe that's all you've seen and you don't know anything else, and you got to change that. And so if you're doing that with money manifestation, First Class Society helps you with that. If you're doing that with relationships, because this applies to both, Irresistible helps with that. Okay. So I was manifesting like all these different kinds of high income days and weeks and months and whatever. And you guys, I just felt the least need to spend during that time. And even now, again, like present day as well. Rewind to even when I made like 10K for the first time in this business, because again, that was my first time manifesting that in business. I just didn't feel the need to spend. Like the most I even felt like I need to spend on was like organic groceries, which seems so boring and anticlimactic, I know. But when you're at a place of worthiness, you realize that it's really just like the self-care that you care about, not really like anything deeper than that, which that might be a little bit of a deep conversation or not. Y'all let me know. Let's see, what else did I miss? Because I know someone said don't have the book. Can you tell me? Affirmations to lose weight. Yes. So one of the things that I actually worked with a beautiful weight loss coach, and I actually have an affiliate link for her program inside Irresistible. She does like an Ayurvedic weight loss program. And one of the things that I love the most about her work is that she also does like self-concept work when it comes to her weight loss work. So she doesn't just do diet stuff, she does self-concept too. But obviously I'm the manifestation queen, so I know the self-concept things too, and I'm going to share some with you. For losing weight, one of the things I always taught myself is to speak about my goals in the present tense. So I speak about my goals like this. Like back then when I was first trying to lose like inches off of my waist, what I would do is speak about it in the present tense. I'm so grateful that my waist is so slim. I'm so grateful that my tummy is flat. I'm so grateful that I have an hourglass body. I'm so grateful that I'm super slim, or whatever it is, your dream body is, it's subjective, right? Because right now I love being slim, but someone else might love having thicker hips or something like that. It depends on what you want your body to be, but you speak about it in the present tense. One of the things that really helps with weight loss is like, it's so effortless for me to lose weight. It's so easy for me to lose weight. It's easy for me to eat foods that are good for my body. A lot of people struggle with weight loss because they view like the necessary steps for weight loss as something difficult, when it doesn't have to be that way. Like choosing to eat fruit instead of eating gummy worms, for example, like that does not have to be difficult, you guys. Like I easily can snack on like berries, oranges, apples, bananas, peaches. Oh my God, especially during peak peach season. So good. Peaches, all these different things, because I have genuinely programmed my mind to understand that it's literally easier to eat that. It's easier to go in a grocery store and grab a banana off of the fruit stand and go check out than it is to go to the candy aisle and find a gummy worm bag. It literally is easier to eat healthy. So when you shift your programming around that, everything about how you approach your goals and dreams, whatever it might be, it changes. And so that's what happened with me. My sleeve is coming off because I'm sitting in such a weird way. But this is the thing that I want you guys to lean into, of understanding that like if you shift your self-concept to understand that the process of your goal is easy, is for you, everything changes. When I first started in sales, right? Because after all, I do run a business, right? So when I first started in sales and learning copy for a website and learning how to write emails to really give people value and really show them like the transformation that I'm offering them through programs. Like one of the things I transformed myself through my manifestation expertise is my self-concept around selling. So many spiritual people, and what this is really difficult actually for my spiritual entrepreneurship girls. For some odd reason, there is this like fundamental belief in the spirituality community that you have to sacrifice yourself and like that makes you a good person. So you can't charge the prices that you want. You can't have high level spaces. You can't have a successful business that is highly profitable because money is bad. Like that is like a virus going through the spiritual community when people don't realize it literally is a more negative thing to like, it's more of a negative thing to like not have the presence of money in your life because it limits how abundant you can be to other people. If you look at how you feel when you feel like you're financially free and provided for and secure, you're literally kinder to people. You want to give more. You're happier. You give more love. You give more support. You're more consistent. You treat yourself with more kindness. You talk more lovingly to yourself. You are more at peace, so you're able to give that to other people. But somehow in the spiritual community, like people have fallen for this belief that like money is not a good thing. If you charge a high price, you're a bad person. If you try to make a sale, you're a bad person. And that's just weird behavior. It's genuinely just very like deep money limiting beliefs that other people have. And they're trying to like bully other people into having that. So when I first started my business, I shifted my self-concept around the selling process because I realized that sales actually help people. And how I elevated that was by speaking in the present tense about how, selling, when I do it, right, naturally helps people. Because even looking at my own progress from if I bought a program or if I didn't, the coaching spaces that I have paid to be in, I actually show up for myself more there. Whereas the things that have been available to me for free, I still have free things that I haven't gone through. To show you guys that, like I still have free things I haven't gone through. So for my entrepreneurs on here with me, because I always get this, like I put up the question boxes on my stories. I ask you guys like about your money manifestation questions, all these different things. And so many people say, yeah, I'm having a hard time in my business. Chances are you actually have resistance with the selling that is involved in your business. And you have that resistance because some part of you probably believes that the selling process is actually a negative thing, and it's genuinely not, because you're helping more people. People show up for themselves when they invest in themselves. They're not people are showing up for themselves, right? And so when I shifted just the whole belief system there, but that's a whole different thing. I'm actually going to do a workshop on that in First Class Society probably this month. Yeah, maybe I'll do that this month. But the number one thing I hear from like so many entrepreneur women who follow me and Becoming with Lex with their business is like, I'm hitting a slump in my business and I don't know why. If you look at the emotions you feel behind selling, like if you're afraid, if you feel resistance, whatever it might be, see what your beliefs are behind that and shift that. Okay. I touched on so much in this live. Like, holy wow, so much. I don't even know how long I've been live with y'all today. But hopefully that helps some of you guys today to really see that like, one second. Yeah, okay. To really see that like so much is possible for you as you change like your self-concept and your belief system behind things. Okay. If you have not manifested something, your limiting belief is what's standing in the way. I cannot stress this enough, you guys. I've done every manifestation method. Like you are not going to come to me with a method that I have not heard of. I've done all the methods From the 369 to the 555 to the meditate to the visualize to the affirmation to the whatever it is, I've done every method. Like, nothing beats getting over a limiting belief that is like haunting the back of your mind unconsciously and consistently leading you to what you don't want. Okay. So to show you all how that even shows up in your relationships, and ask me questions, you guys. I would love to know what questions you have. I would love to know what questions you have. Let me know your questions, manifestation questions about relationships, about money, about business. I don't even know what I was talking about. Someone said, no, you don't. Yeah, I said, no, you don't, but I don't remember what I said that about. And I love that you quoted what I said. I'm just making sure I don't miss any questions. But yeah, but to speak to the point of time, like, you guys, so much of what you want to manifest, like, it does not have to take a long time. Again, I'm living proof. I manifested 10K months in a business that I started for the first time, like, after 3 months. 3 freaking months. Hello. Hi. Okay, I think I caught up on the comments. In 3 months. So, like, you guys, you just don't have to. How long did it take? How long did what take? The relationship, I touched on that. The relationship took less than 2 months. Now, the exact weeks, I don't know. And I don't want to give you a false, like, it took 5 weeks and maybe it took 6. I don't know. I don't want to, like, mix up that. But I know it was less than 2 months. So what happened was, I love that you asked this question, Renee. I posted a reel on my feed, and it's like, it's sharing my story with you guys that, like, I traveled to Europe and I was like technically supposed to go and work a 9 to 5, even though the 9 to 5 paid really well. I would have been making 6 figures at the 9 to 5, but it was just not what I wanted to do. Holy wow. Because I had only seen 9 to 5s be draining for people. I had yet to meet someone who was, like, fulfilled from the 9 to 5 world. And because of that, I was so resistant to going in that direction. And I did not know what would happen, but I just knew that there had to be another way. Okay. So when I was traveling, I went to like 3 different places in Europe. When I was in Amsterdam, which is Holland, and I shared this on the reel, I traveled to Holland and I met my soulmate. And so one of the things that he told me when I first met him, he was like, I was like, yeah, I'll invite you guys to the conversation we had. So when I was talking with him, maybe it was like our 3rd date or something. And that's what I'm saying, you guys, it just doesn't take long for you to attract awesome magic. But, it was our 3rd date. And this is also what I mean when I say a guy knows if he wants to have the purest good, most highest good intentions with you or whatever it is. Like, they know that when they meet you. So if a guy is wasting your time, not planning your date, not texting you back, like, move on. So it was like our 3rd date, and that's an estimate. He was like, so what are your plans? Cause I told him, I was like, yeah, I go back to the US quite soon. He was like, well, what are your plans when you go back? And I was like, that's a good question. And I was like, well, I go to, work a 9 to 5, or I didn't say work a 9 to 5, but I'm summing it up for you guys. But my plan is to go work a 9 to 5, or go to medical school. So I was actually choosing between the two. I was like, I can go to this 9 to 5, which pays very well. And that was so unexciting. Or I could go to medical school. And again, I was a very high performing student. So that was not a concern for me. But again, my heart was not in that. And I feel like as a woman, like, what drains you really takes away from your femininity. And I feel like stress is worse for women than it is for men. That's my hot take. Because we're way more emotional and have way more hormones. So I also didn't want to go to medical school. Even though I loved health, I was like, but I don't know if I want to do all of that. Because medical school is quite intense, right? I respect a lot of doctors and nurses and things like that. So he was like, well, you don't sound excited about any of those things. And I was like, yeah. Like that's the biggest secret of the whole thing. Like, I'm not excited about this stuff. And so, he was like, well, what would you love to do? And this was just casual conversation, you guys, like genuine casual conversation. Now, there are some people who I know from my content, because I always talk about how we traveled and what he does for me, that A lot of this was calculated. Like, it genuinely was not calculated. I can't stress that enough. It was not calculated. I was just being my authentic self. If you look up the law of authenticity, you will see how amazing things manifest for you when you are operating on the law of authenticity. So I was being my authentic self and just expressed to him that, like, I'm just not interested in doing that kind of work for the rest of my life. And he was like, well, what would you like to do? And I was like, well, honestly, like, I'm so spiritual. It's changed my life. I would love to teach women about the law of attraction. And what happened was, ironically, that same week, you guys, I think maybe like 4 or maybe no, it was like one day before this date that I'm bringing you guys in on. One day before that, I had gone viral for the first time on TikTok. And I freaked out. Most people would get excited if they go viral, but I'm quite like, and this is not political when I say this. It's really just about the value system that I have, but I'm quite on the conservative side of things. So like, that's why I also struggle to post sometimes, because I'm just more of a private person. Like yesterday I was with goats. So like, I don't know, that like, I'm just like so out of the mainstream of everything on average with what I enjoy and what I value. So when I went viral for the first time, most people would get excited about that. I absolutely freaked out. I was not happy about that. I was like, no way. Like, my face has just gone across a million different screens. I like, what does this mean about my life moving forward? Like, I have no idea what this means, because again, I did not use social media for like 2 years before I went viral. So imagine this. You go from 2 years of no social media, like none, like no, I didn't even have private social media to share with my friends, because the relationships that I valued, I just had them in person. Like, I didn't need Instagram to stay connected with my best friend. Like, I would just text my best friend. So I went from 0 social media to, I get back on social media for maybe like, just for the period of the time where I was traveling, because I wanted to just document the traveling that I was doing. So I did a little bit of travel content, like, that went nowhere. And I share this in my coaching spaces in First Class Society, because people always ask me, like, you know, I'm posting and it's so hard because nothing's taken off yet. I'm like, you gotta see like where you're not aligned in your energy. That's a whole other conversation. But so then I posted my very first piece of manifestation content, not my second, not my third, but like my very first piece of manifestation content. And it blew up, like 1 million views, you guys, 1 million. Like, going from like no social media, then just like documenting, you know, if I got coffee in London, which like doesn't feel, I don't count that as like real social media posting, because it's like, who's gonna watch coffee in London? To like having 1 million view video. And I was like, oh my God. So when I had this conversation with him, right, rewind to the conversation we had, where I was like, well, you know, and I didn't tell him that I went viral at that time, because I still didn't know my emotions behind the virality. I was like, I don't even know what I feel like, because I'm not excited. I'm also not mad, but I'm like, I don't know what to feel. I was confused. So when I shared that with him, I was like, I would prefer to teach spirituality, law of attraction, manifestation, whatever it might be. And he was like, well, why don't you do that? And I was like, you got a good point. Like, you have a good point. Like, why don't I do that? And the universe just gave me a sign through sending my video to 1 million different, to 1 million views. So when all of that happened at one moment, I was like, I've not received a bigger signal from the universe that like, maybe this is what I should do to help people, is like teach them the truth of who they are and how magical life can be when you believe in yourself and you just, you know, learn about manifestation, use the right method, change your subconscious mind, change your limiting beliefs, etc. So all of that came together at once, and lo and behold, it led to a whole era of just like scaling this business to the max. And it just took off, and it kept taking off, and it kept taking off, and then it kept taking off, and it still takes off. It's just that I switched or I niched down a little bit more, which I was actually nervous to do, you guys, because I was like, people are so used to me talking about manifestation in general, whereas now, especially my day one people, whereas now I talk more about like the specifics, like manifesting a relationship and the feminine energy behind that and all these different things, I was actually a little hesitant to go in that direction because I was like, what does this mean about changing what I talk about, changing how I show up, changing my impact on people? And actually, I think I hit, what did I do? I hit like my highest following amount when I actually made that shift. So, and some of my highest income months when I made that shift. So that's to show you guys, if you have something that you want to do in your business and you haven't done it because you're a little bit afraid, do it. Okay, just do it. So that's the backstory. So I was talking to him and he was like, why don't you actually like do the thing that you're excited about? And I was like, I didn't think that that was realistic, to be completely honest with you. And he's like, well, now we've met and I know that we're meant to spend eternity together. Again, I'm summing it up, but he was like, I've got your back. Like, I'm not gonna let anything crazy or bad happen to you. Like, pursue your dreams. You're young, you're freaking beautiful, you're amazing, you're such a bright light. Like, I've known you for a short amount of time and I've learned more from you and have had a better impact on my life from you than I have had from like so many other people I've met in my life. So he's like, if there's anyone who should be helping other human beings, it should be you. And he's like, do it. Right. And so, he had been in the business space like way before me, online business space before me, doing his own dreams before me, all that stuff. So, that also kind of gave me a lot of inspiration because he's like, honestly, I've walked that path already. Like, it works out for you. Have the highest faith that you can have. And we've had all these different kinds of conversations. And he's just been so encouraging the whole way, like the whole way. And we're both business owners, which is actually something that I manifested because I knew that I wanted to travel the world. And I posted this on my story yesterday. I knew that I wanted to travel the world. And I knew that if I wanted to travel the world, like on a consistent basis, which most people actually might not want that because a lot of people value like consistency and stability, but I'm like in the prime of my youth. So like, I want to see what the world has to offer. And because I knew I wanted that, I was like, typically business people have, that kind of mindset, that kind of open-mindedness, that kind of schedule, that kind of freedom. And so that's when I knew that maybe I should go into business and not do the 9-to-5 path. And that's when I also was like, well, if I am open to that path, then my partner has to already be on that path. Right? Because I always wanted the man to be able to lead and be like one leg up in a way, which I know is a hot take in today's society of like all these different political beliefs warring back at each other. But I value that. I value knowing that someone is one step ahead of me. They have just that much more knowledge than me, that much more insight, that much more potential leadership. And so that was a value that I wrote down. And I kid you not, it manifested in less than 2 months, which is why I teach all this in my program. Because logic just cannot explain that. So that's the summed up story, because it's a lot longer than that, but I wanted to give you as much insight as I could. Okay. Oh, no, my screen froze. Oh, no idea what happened there. Hold on, you guys. I could also, this is an old filter that I add. I'm just gonna leave it. I used to make Becoming with Lex filters on Instagram. And this is one of them. I also have an affirmations filter that I highly recommend you guys utilize. I also have less than 10%, so I'm actually gonna hop off soon. How did you release pain of rejection and low self-worth? How did I do that? That's a good question. There's tons of different things that can help with that. What I actually did was I started to ask myself, like, what part of myself am I rejecting before anyone else rejects me? Like, that's a deep question, and only like a really powerful intention can lead you to asking, to finding the answer of that deep question. because your reality is a reflection. So if someone's rejecting you because of something, typically you have already rejected yourself because of it. You haven't accepted it about yourself. So that's step number one that I would recommend. And then low self-worth, I started to build my self-concept. So I would get an image of the dream version of myself, and I would speak about that version of myself in the present tense every night before I went to bed. Okay. That's like really, really important. Okay. Really, really important. You do not want to miss that. How can you get rid of anxiety? And that's another filter that I have. Okay. I love this. Maybe I'm like hitting something on the screen by mistake. How can you get rid of anxiety and negative thoughts / fear while manifesting? One of the things that you can do about anxiety and negative stuff. He says anxiety is not real, which it literally isn't, you guys. And I know it seems harsh, but what anxiety is, it's like literally you're imagining in your mind the worst case scenario, and you're like emotionally engaging with that. And it hasn't happened yet. Like so when you realize that anxiety is actually like insanity, you will start to like talk yourself off of the anxiety cliff. Okay. Like anxiety is literally like, I'm afraid that next Friday, I'm not going to do well at my speech, or that 2 years from now, I'm not going to be married with children in a G-Wagon. And you emotionally engage with that, and it has not happened. So when you have that kind of tough love conversation with yourself, you're able to like really reel in on like what was holding you back. Because like that, when you make that so clear to yourself that it does not make sense, that I'm stressing over something that has not happened, you kind of like gather yourself back after that. Okay. So that's one of the things I want you to lean into. And your fear is also a similar thing. Fear, anxiety, all of that is rooted in like, you're literally thinking of the worst case scenario that hasn't happened. And it's no need to do that to yourself. Okay. It's no need to do that. Michaela says same. I love this. Okay. How can I manifest a long-term secure relationship? There is a lot of steps to this, which is why I have a program on it. Okay. I also recommend my free masterclass because it's like a workshop. So, and it's new. It's not even the same one that I had up 30 days ago. Like this is genuinely like new within the last week, by the way, for those of you who may have gone to previous ones. The one that's up is very, very different. I changed the information. So if you went in the past and you learned that information, if you go again, you'll be learning a whole new different set of information. So step 1 and 2, go to the masterclass at the top of my page. Okay. I teach you, through a hands-on workshop. I have you do a few small activities in the workshop with me, and I show you what's inside Irresistible so you can know if it's a good fit for you. Okay. Because I cannot possibly answer all of the DMs that come in on a day-to-day, especially if a piece of content goes viral for that day, it ends up being a little bit nuts. So I do have a convenient way for you guys to learn about what's inside the program and if it's a good fit for you. And that's in the free masterclass as well. Okay. So that's step 1 that I recommend because it's free value. Why not grab it? Step number 2 is get clear on what you want. Okay. A lot of people say, I want a healthy relationship. But then when I ask them what is a healthy relationship, they actually have no idea. They can't tell me what they want after that. So get clear on what you want, get detailed on what you want, and ask yourself, am I embodying the version of myself that I see in that relationship? And when you get clear on that, you start to see like how you're actually not aligned with that. Because believe it or not, ladies, it's not about modifying yourself, right? Because I am all about being as natural and authentic as you can be. But natural and authentic, I think people confuse that with not showing up as the best version of yourself. So are you showing up as the version of yourself that you see in the relationship? Okay. Are you showing up as the best version of yourself that makes you feel the best about yourself, right? Not what gets the most approval of men, because that also comes from lack, but showing up as the version of yourself that makes you the most proud of you. Okay. And that sometimes that means going against the grain of what society tells you is acceptable and normal, okay? Like, sometimes that's what that means, and that's okay. Like, do it. Like, who's making the rules of your life? You or like someone else, right? So you have to live for you. Thing number 3 is you have got to change your belief system. A lot of women try to, and I'll show you what I mean by this. And I actually work on this in Irresistible with You hands-on. And by the way, I do group coaching in that program as well. Okay. So you get in the program, you learn everything, you implement the workbook. I give you a personalized manifestation workbook that I literally mail it to you. You get in the community of women. We're actually doing a challenge starting on, what's today? Friday? I think today's Friday. We started a challenge on Monday. Okay. So if you want to join and do the challenge with us and also go through the program, etc., I highly recommend you do it now, because I will be in the community like every single day doing the challenge from Monday on forward. So when I say shift your belief system, like if you want the dream relationship, right? Like what I show you guys all the time, like the guy surprises you and takes you to Paris or Italy, or maybe he just spends quality time with you. He's consistent. He gives you the kind of love and understanding that you need. It doesn't matter what you want, whatever your version of a dream relationship is. Like, do your belief systems align with that? Like, this is where women struggle the most. And again, like, I wouldn't have a program if there was not genuinely a need for a program. A lot of things I don't have a program on because I don't feel like people need a program for it. But this is something that I have found women need to actually transform. And a manifestation method can't do that. It just can't do that. You have to go through, like, what have I learned in my life that actually works against my goals? Oh, okay, this is a little bit of a hot mess. I need to shift this. How do I do that? And you go through a process. So do your belief systems and current beliefs align with where you're trying to go? So for example, someone who wants a successful online business, if they believe that they suck at sales, or that sales is hard, or that sales is it's the root of all evil, or money is the root of all evil. No, wait, was that my computer? The worst thing that they can do is have that belief system and then have that goal. You're just not going to get that goal with that belief system. Same thing with relationships. If you know you want to be a wife and have a family, and maybe you want to live on a cottage. I've literally had someone DM me this before. Like, their dream is to live on a cottage with their husband and build a family and live there happily ever after in like the countryside on the cottage. I totally love that. I might even be in that same vibe too, because honestly, that sounds like peace in this like busy world. So if that's what you desire, what are your belief systems when it comes to maybe a less urban life? What are your belief systems when it comes to maybe not working because you want to be at home with your family? What are your belief systems when it comes to being in your feminine energy and being a woman? What are your beliefs about yourself? Like, all of that has to get in alignment with what you desire. Okay. And I know that seems like a lot, but it's the quickest way to what you want. Okay. It's the ultimate quick way. I heard you mention London. Are you from that? No, not from London. Everyone asks, am I from London? No, I'm not from London. I don't have a British accent. I'm from Chicago. So that's what I recommend for you guys. Okay, sun setting, I have like 10%. I had a blast today. Like a freaking blast. It was beautiful. We had like hundreds of you guys on with me over the time throughout the live, which was really fun. If you haven't been to my free masterclass, please attend it, okay? Go and soak up the free information there. I walk you through a workshop with me. I introduce you to Irresistible in that program as well. So if you've wanted to see, like literally, I show you inside of the program. If you have been like, what does it look like inside the program? Like, what's the structure like? What's the community like? What's the coaching like? What methods do we learn? What process is it? Like, go to the class at the top of my page. I teach you all of that in there. I do a hands-on workshop with you to help you raise your frequency when it comes to manifesting the relationship you want or the specific person you want. It works for both, whether it's a specific person or a relationship. It works for all of that stuff. Okay. In the meantime, my beautiful ladies, my beautiful community, if you would like to learn about manifesting money, join First Class Society at the top of my page. You also get a coaching call with me when you join First Class Society. So when in First Class Society, it is my money manifestation program. It's only $88. Okay. Like it's one of the biggest hacks to manifesting money with me, because that's a very, very generous price for the return on investment that you get. So you get access to all my manifestation methods. You get an onboarding coaching call with me where I can help you literally craft a plan for your work inside the program. You get a 21-day money mindset challenge with me. You, what else you get? You get a series of different workbooks inside of there as well. I give you like a whole set of workbooks to reprogram your money beliefs and to get you on the money frequency so you can get paid to do what you love, so your business can blow up. One of the beautiful ladies, she just messaged the community earlier. I talked about her beautiful results once before, but she is an online business owner. She manifested blowing up her social media account to about 10,000 followers. She manifested, and again, it wasn't just blowing up her account, but that was a whole customer base for her, a client base for her, because she's also a coach. So, and this came from, she got on the call with me. She was like, I've been through so much of the program already. And this, like, my account blew up. And I just couldn't believe it. She literally went to her friend, and she told me she couldn't believe it. She went to her friend and she was like, I can't make this up. My account blew up, and it's because of an energy shift. And I was like, this is like the hack to life. This is a cheat code. So for those of you who are also online business owners, you also are a coach. You are, maybe you're an author. You want to sell your book. Maybe you want to be an influencer. Maybe you want to be a travel content creator, whatever it is. First Class Society can help you with that. I have tons of models that also follow me as well. So maybe if you're on live with me right now, you're a model. Tons of models also follow. I highly recommend that you explore First Class Society and see, there we go, and see how money manifestation can change your whole trajectory, okay? I teach you everything about how to manifest 6 figures and above, okay? I don't teach like, I mix the practical with the manifestation for you, okay? Which is the most beautiful thing ever, because I find that sometimes people need the practical, sometimes people need the manifestation. So I was like, what if I put them both together so you can succeed in every area? And that's where First Class, I just bit my tongue. Lord, that hurts so bad. That's where First Class Society comes in, okay? So I highly recommend that you hop inside the community with me there. You get a call with me when you sign up. Okay, I welcome you into the community. We have monthly workshops in there. This month, I'm going to be likely hosting a masterclass on selling as a spiritual business owner and how to reprogram when it comes to that. Because so many of the women that I know who follow me in our community struggle with that big time. And if you ever plan to be financially free, you have to realize how money helps you and helps other people. Buying actually helps people, okay? Believe it or not. She says, can you please save the live? Absolutely. And what else? Okay, you guys, I'm going to go have dinner with my soulmate. I'm going to go eat. If you have questions about anything, about enrolling in any program, send me a DM. I can answer your DM, okay, within the next hour. After the next hour, it'll probably get buried. Okay, so if you are interested in enrolling in any of the programs, send me a DM within the next hour. I'm happy to answer it, happy to answer any questions you have. If you have not been to the free masterclass, go on up, go sign up, go register, go soak in the information, do the hands-on workshop with me, learn about what's inside Irresistible. And I have Klarna and Afterpay for you guys as well, which is such a hack, because for all of my ladies who have joined Irresistible in the past, it has literally been only pay in full or only do the payment plans that I can offer you at the time, which were not in such generous increments, such as with Klarna and Afterpay. Okay. I think you can get it for as low as $130 today to join Irresistible if you use Klarna or Afterpay. Okay. So if you are someone who wants to get in the doors, be inside for the challenge that we start on Monday. You want to have the coaching experience with me. You want to be inside of the program and the course and learn what we know. Now is the time for you to do that. Okay, you can do that by just directly joining at the top of my page, or you can go to the masterclass. You can soak in the workshop that I have there, and you can also learn more about the program through me literally teaching you and showing you inside the program. And then you can also decide to enroll from there. Okay. All right, ladies, I'm going to hop off. My phone's about to die. I love you guys so much. I had such a blast with y'all today. The sun is about to set, and I am so grateful for each of you. And maybe I'll get on more over the next few days and share a little bit of some exciting things with y'all about manifesting. Okay. All right. Love you guys. Bye.